Hello everyone, welcome back to Super Mario Kart, or wait, no, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I don't know why I always call it Super Mario Kart. I guess it just feels appropriate since every other game is Super something. So today I think we'll give Pauline some time. Certainly one of my other favorite characters to play as, and same kart because I just love the Bitty Buggy. So yeah, same deal, 200cc, normal items, hard comms, in order, 12 races. So last time we started with the Cloud Top Cruise and ended with... Wait a minute. Oh, interesting. In order, did it go down? Oh, it did. So it I guess because these 4 cups were DLC, it considers this to be the next one because in the original, it was these 8 cups that were it. So if I do this one, will it go leaf, shock, and then egg? That's my guess, so I guess we'll just have to see. So yeah, Wario Stadium is next. Alrighty. Yeah, this is certainly not my favorite course, but it is a great technical course. It has great jumps and curves and whatnot. And I know a lot of people love it, but oh, come on, you had to trail me? Oh well. So like here, for example, normally you would trick there, but in 200 you actually don't want to. You want to just do a regular drift into it, and then that way you'll be able to make the curve better. But are you kidding me? You trailed me twice in a row. Alright, maybe I can get you with this shell. Anyway. So last time I was kind of wrapping up the video, oh nice, I did, talking about new Switch 2 hardware and whatnot. And one thing that I think people are sleeping on again, and part of it is because Nintendo really hasn't talked too much about it. They gave some basic demos, but is the mouse controls. Something that has always been, ruled over consoles is mouse controls on a PC. Something that just doesn't really exist. Some consoles, yeah, you can pair a mouse and keyboard to a console, but you can't play video games that way. So, shooters and whatnot, it's always harder. But if Nintendo makes it so that you can do all sorts of games with mouse controls, I mean, dude, that is revolutionary. Competitive people may go to the Switch just because of that, if it truly can be used with any game if the devs incorporate it. And I think that's just something really epic that makes so much sense that has never been done for some reason. But, well, that was the first race already, sheesh. Obviously they showed that it works as a cursor, which obviously that should be the bare minimum. I'm hoping it'll incorporate in all sorts of different games where just if you tilt the Joycon sideways and the sensor activates, that a cursor will just appear on the screen and you can use it. But also, they showed the most exciting, probably, is with Metroid Prime 4, which, by the way, looks unbelievably good. It looks like a PlayStation game graphically, which I still can't get over that Nintendo is making that game. It looks gorgeous, and it also is proof that the Nintendo Switch 2 is actually a powerhouse in disguise. But it did literally show... That was weird. I didn't mean to drift that way. It showed that you could aim with the mouse controls. You could aim Samus's cannon, and that is awesome. Imagine if we could do that in, like, I don't know, Fortnite or other shooter games that they add. I know holding the thing sideways probably isn't intuitive, and even using the buttons like A, B, X, and Y might be a little difficult, and you might have to kind of relearn it holding it sideways, but I imagine people could do it, and it would just be something that other consoles probably won't do, and it would just rule over them all, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm eager to see what else Nintendo does. Like I said, they're not doing too much with it. It's pretty much just the bare minimum intro. But there is just so much potential that we have to remember is possible. Alright, nice. Another win with some ink on my face. Yeah, I guess that's a returning item in World. I don't see why they wouldn't. Because, it can be very frustrating against humans. With CPUs, I don't think it even affects them, besides the added slipperiness, which in and of itself is annoying. If it didn't block the screen, it'd be less annoying, but the extra slipperiness just makes everything harder. Turns and drifts and whatever. But, I guess, yeah, another thing with the Switch 2 that I'm not very excited about, because I just don't care, is the game chat and the button and whatever. I don't really care. I don't really play with people, and we all know it's going to be locked behind, or locked with friends. There's no way you'll just be able to join random people's game chats, which I think is a missed opportunity. Like, if you're in a game, a competitive multiplayer game like Splatoon or Smash, or even cooperative games like Minecraft, if you could, I don't know, join a mixed voice chat with people who are participating natively. I mean, that would be super cool, but I highly doubt that will ever happen. But, with friends though, I mean, I know it'll probably be a huge deal for some people, and that's awesome. But for me personally, I just don't care, and I guarantee you the button will become a problem. I will probably press it by mistake all the time and open that menu, and then it'll ruin whatever I'm trying to do. And that is kind of scary. Oh yeah, speaking of controllers, the new Joycon 2's look great. They look pretty much the same, just being bigger. Maybe menu or button layout is a little different on the sides. Apparently the triggers are a little bigger and they wrap around the back or the side, so that when you're doing it in mouse mode, you don't have to like stretch your finger too far, which I think is smart and makes sense, so that you can click it like a mouse like normal, because the R and ZR, or L and ZL, I guess, because they both can be used as a mouse, would be like left click and right click. So they wanted to make them easy to reach, which makes total sense and is smart. But the chat button it's going to be a problem, and it's even on the new Pro controller, which I did not pre-order. The only thing I pre-ordered was the Mario Kart bundle. I didn't care about accessories. I know it should come with the grip, which I probably will end up using, the straps, which I probably never will use, and then I don't know if there's anything else in the box. Well, I mean the dock and the console, of course, but that probably is it, which is fine. I don't care about the wheel or extra straps or even the Pro controller right now, which I know people have said it's like revolutionary, the sticks or whatever, but until I feel one, which I'm hoping they would let us do in stores at some point, I'm not going to care or buy one, because my current Pro controller, which I'm literally holding and using right now, works just fine. It's not drifting, which I hope is a thing of the past. I pray, please, console makers and controller makers, stop letting drift be a problem. Nintendo claims that the sticks are their own invention. They started from the ground up, as they like to say, and they are not Hall effect, which are the ones that are impossible to drift because they use magnets for detection instead of actual physical rubbings, and that is what the new controllers are doing, but the Switch ones are not. But I guess they're not going to address drift directly, but they're kind of hinting to the fact that it won't happen anymore. But we'll just have to wait and see, because buying new Joy-Cons is not going to be fun. They are even more expensive. They're basically like $90 plus tax. And then knowing potentially that down the line I'm just gonna have to buy new ones is terrifying. I'd rather open up my ones and try to fix them myself. Now, they did do, with the Switch, they actually did like a repair program when it was like heavily discovered. I think there was like a lawsuit about it, and they pretty much had no choice. So I actually was able to send in my pair of Joy-Cons that were drifting, and they took them and replaced them. Actually, the email process or whatever said they were going to try to fix them, but they just said the repair was not possible, so a replacement will be sent. So I got upgraded Joy-Cons, and they are still fine. I think they're the ones that, you know, effectively came with the Switch, but were then replaced. So I'm made whole, and they haven't drifted since, thank God. And I have a second pair, which I bought way after, and they don't drift. But again, I don't use Joy-Cons that much. I pretty much just stick with the Pro Controller, unless it's a game that calls for special motion controls with the Joy-Cons. So, yeah, all that to be said, I pray that the new Joy-Con 2's do not drift ever. This shouldn't be a thing. It's horrible design, because they're literally just designed, or they're gonna fail. It's just the way the sticks work, the non-Hall effect sticks. So, man, what a lead that was. We'll just have to see. Piranha Plant Slide. Yeah, this is actually one of my favorite additions from 7, Mario Kart 7. It's certainly one of the more difficult courses by, you know, far, but it's really fun and well designed. Wow, that was close. And I love it. Anything that kind of reminds me of 7 is good, because, again, it was my first, and it has nostalgic value. I don't know if 7 was terribly popular, because I think the one before that, which I guess you would call Mario Kart 6, was Mario Kart Wii, I believe. That should be right. And Wii was just such a big deal, everybody just flocked to that. The only downside to me about Wii, is that motion controls were forced for steering. If they let you steer normally with, you know, just the D-pad or something, then I might have been into it. But when I tried it once at a friend's house, I was just like, this ain't it. I can't do this. This is too annoying. Ooh, let's see if I can chain this. Probably a stop, slow down. Okay, I don't know if that was really worth it, but I got the shortcut and the shock, or the shell dodge, so maybe it was worth it? I don't know. Anyway, but yes, Mario Kart 7 is a great game. It was a great game, whatever. I still have it on my 3DS. It was actually bundled, with my 3DS. My 3DS XL, an original, not the, like, new 3DS. I got a new 2DS later, because my 3DS was kind of getting there in age. It wasn't working 100%. And the circle pad, which is like the left stick, broke off. So I was literally using the little plastic piece inside of the console to control, which was very difficult and painful to my thumb. Alright, Grumble Volcano. Yes, speaking of Mario Kart Wii, this is a great course. I actually love it. Certainly, again, challenging, but I love it. Morton Construction. Yeah, I love all of the little, like, quote-unquote sponsors or whatever that allow for Mario Kart to be a thing. It just makes the game and the world feel so much more fleshed out, and also making you feel better about the Bowser versus Mario situation. Oh, dang it. Wait, oh, that was weird. I just barely hit the ramp, so it activated the glider, but it makes you feel good about Mario and Bowser racing against each other, because it's like they work together to make all this work. I think one of the other signs is Bowser Fuel, maybe, or Bowser Gas, whichever. So he has like an oil company or something, and that's how all these carts are fueled because of Bowser's deal. Mario has like the repair company, and there's just all sorts. It's crazy how much detail they put into all these. And I'm sure they'll probably come back for World because they're just so well, fleshed out, and it's just cool. Okay, yep, the world, or the course is starting to crumble, which, oh no, that timing is terrible. Yep, that was stupid. Oh, and I'm gonna get double hit because they were too far apart. Okay, well, at least I technically dodged the stun of the shock. That is like a triple whammy. Wow, yeah, the way that volcano explodes is so cool. And yeah, actually, something that's interesting that happens in this game is when you are shrunk, and then you... Oops. Oh, that gave me so much more traction. When you are shrunk and you glide, the speed is actually the same, even if you're shrunk, even though on the ground, of course, it's slower. It's very interesting. I don't know why that is, but, I mean, it's fine. It actually makes being shrunk while in the air not a big deal. If you are shrunk in the air, it's going to slow you down enough that it makes you feel slower. But if you are shrunk and then glide, it actually makes shrinking not a big deal. It almost makes it easier because you're so small, you're not going to run into stuff. Alright, so the second Rainbow Road we've come across, which is probably the worst Rainbow Road in my opinion. Not because it's difficult, but because it is boring. It is literally like just a straight line. Ah, dang it. I mean, it's kind of like a celebration. I guess I get that. This was like the last course in the main game. Which is hard to believe. I can't believe how small Mario Kart 8 was. Wait, how did I get a boomerang? Was I in like second place for 1 second? That's weird. And I got a horn? Oh my goodness. But yeah, they clearly expanded this game far beyond anything we hoped or expected, and it's just awesome. This game truly is great. It will never die. I hope they don't shut down the multiplayer servers anytime soon. Dang it, and there goes all my items. Because, I mean, it's still on the Switch. The Switch 2 will be mainly backward compatible, and thus people will still play 8. Who knows, maybe people who get World will still prefer 8 over World. It's very possible. I know I'm kind of doing this as like a goodbye to 8, but I will play this game again. There's no way I can't. I'm sure I'll even do comparisons, not for YouTube, but just for myself. Like, this track is in both games. Let's do it on both, see how they differ and feel. And I'm sure it's going to be a big difference. Because like I said before, the way driving looks in World is going to either make this game look like crap, or just make each feel equally unique and special, which is great. Wow, that was close. Yeah, Yoshi's Circuit is certainly one of the most curvy ones, and makes doing it at 200 a little difficult. Like, yeah, I tried to hop over the grass. It's not really possible. There is one here. Oh, I can't do it now. That waterfall, you're supposed to do that shortcut with a mushroom, but you can actually do it shroomless at 200 if you mini-turbo into it and trick at just the right angle. That was not right. This is going to bite me. Yep. You can actually make it without a mushroom, which is pretty cool. There's plenty of those in this game, and it actually kind of surprises me that 200 was not initially in 8. It was initially in 8 Deluxe because it came to 8 later, but the fact that they added it later maybe means that 200 will be in Mario Kart World, because they haven't shown it at all. They haven't even mentioned it, which is scary because 200 is so much fun. It's my favorite speed to race at, and will also cure that potential boredom that may arise from the in-between courses section. Now, my theory, and quote me on this if it's true, is that once you defeat, or, well, defeat isn't really the right word. When you do all the cups, they said that it will unlock, quote-unquote, a colorful course, which we all know is Rainbow Road. There's always a Rainbow Road in Mario Kart. And my guess is once you do the Rainbow Road cup, or if it's not a cup, just a course, whatever it ends up being, that then the game will be like, congratulations, you just unlocked 200cc. Please do everything again. And then 200 is now unlocked. That is going to be my running theory. Of course, we have no idea. I could be very wrong. I hope I'm not. Dang it, that sucks that that jumps over the second item set. Or not second, but the last. Yeah, this is actually one of my least favorite courses in this game. I know a lot of people like it for some reason. I absolutely despise it, but whatever. As long as you keep in the front and keep defensive items and try to grab any coins you can find, you probably do fine. But anyway, that is my theory for 200cc in Mario Kart World, and I hope I'm right. Honestly, I'd be really proud of myself if I was right, but we will have to see. Because yes, it will make the game way more fun, and it will make, like, tricking off of walls and rails probably, like, feel too fast, which will be fun. It'll just be like chaos, which is what 200cc felt like on this game at first. I think there's a blue coming, yep. There's like mushrooms all over the place. If only I could use one. It is funny how in this game at 200 you can oh wow, she's close. You can kind of dodge or route run the blue a little. In fact, it'll actually despawn if you outrun it long enough. But you have to really get lucky. It's all about straightaways. If you are able to drive straight, then it will not catch up to you, but as soon as you come to a curve, then that's it, it's going to catch you. Dragon Driftway, this is another beautiful course that is not too easy on 200, but it's fine. If you break drift, you'll be fine. But yeah, speaking of the blue shell in the new game looks roughly the same, which is fine. And, oh dang it, that was close. That's usually the optimal way to do that, if you make it anyway. It looks roughly the same. It, chases first place. It then hovers above, spins around, drops, and explodes. The one thing I noticed that I think is a very welcome change is the explosion looks different. It's like transparent, which means that it's not going to block your view while it's still on the ground, which I always found very frustrating in this game, is then I'm like, I can't see where I'm going while I'm accelerating. But now you actually are able to see through it, or equally, if, say, you're in second place and first place gets bombed with the blue, it blocks your view for a while, so it could result in you getting hit by something in front of first place for no reason, which is just so annoying. So the fact that it is now transparent is such a big deal. Oh, there we go, I actually was able to mini turbo after that hop. Oh, and speaking of hopping, it appears, and actually I think it was confirmed by somebody who got to play the game early, is the this hopping thing where like you can tighten your turn like that is not in World. It looks like you can't hop that often. You can only hop periodically to start a drift or start a charge jump. So that is going to be some getting used to, because I do it all the time in this game. And wow, yeah, we're already here at the end. Mute City, which, yeah, there's no F-Zero representation in World, which is kind of a shame, but again, all part of the Mario world, or Mario Kart world, not Zelda or Animal Crossing or F-Zero. I don't know why I always forget the name of this game. But, oh well. So yeah, I'm hoping that the transparency of the blue shell will make a big difference. Maybe, nothing huge, but just a quality of life difference. So, if we pull up a little bit, yeah, we can oops, we can hover over that part, or that rough patch. This is probably one of the best courses in the game because it's just fun. It's fast. There's plenty of curves, boost panels. The way coins work is weird, how those colorful panels give you coins. I never really liked that because it's more satisfying and effective. Oh, that time was terrible. Oh, he took the shortcut? Weird. I always found collecting coins that are around more satisfying and more effective. But here you have to, drive on this colorful part, and then it slowly refills your coin gauge. But whatever. It's just the way this is. I mean, it's representative of F-Zero. From what I've seen in that game, your, not your cart, but your vehicle has like a fuel or energy because it's all futuristic. And you have to drive on those to gain power back. So it's like the same idea as like, oh, you're getting coins, which is power. But yep, that's it. And we've already done 12 more races, so whew, man, this has been really fun. Doing this game in order is certainly more interesting, because I do it in random order all the time, just in my free time when I play this game, because I don't want it to be the same every time. But when you do it in order for something like this, it's actually kind of, you just appreciate it more. But yeah, so thank you all so much for watching this one. Once again, I've been talking your ears off, and I dare say yapping, about the new Mario Kart. And I'm super excited, I can't wait for it, and I'm going to be making videos on it once it comes out. But in the meantime, we'll be wrapping up Mario Kart 8 Deluxe by just going through it one more time. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.